Hey, my name is Khalil Womack, aka K Off Beat, producer, engineer, and DJ. Yeah, it pretty much came from a mixture. Like I wanted whatever he had that I remembered, but I didn't like find in his stash that he left behind. I went on a hunt for him, and that's where I definitely found use of like the record stores here in Rochester, New York, because they have, wow, like a very deep and extensive collection. But yeah, it's like 50-50, because he had his taste in music and I had mine. And I remember, you know, as a kid, like when I was a lot younger, he would be playing music and I would be like, I'm not really feeling it. And then I'm playing my rap music and he's like, okay, get this out of here, man. They stealing from these guys or borrowing or whatever. So once I got old enough to appreciate the music and to have a more broad and better ear, you know, then that's when I really appreciated what he did and understood what he did, because the artists that he played, without those artists, you would not have these young artists nowadays. Man, Bob Shop, Record Archive, those are my two in Rochester. I mean, everywhere else is cool, you know, but those are my two favorites. My favorites, I gotta go there. It's just all the information that they have, they're real knowledgeable. You know, it's like you don't want to go to an auto shop and you're asking for something and they don't know. It's like, you know, they can't guide you to what you want. And so for those missing pieces in the puzzle, in my puzzle of music between me and my father, I walk up there and I could describe a song and not know the artist. Like, oh man, there's a song and it has this bass line and it's like, I mean, oh, Jill Scott, you know, Winter in America. What? Yeah. And then they'll give me their story and I'll give them my story. And when I was 10 and I heard it, Dad would get on my nerves, be jumping around the house, and I'd be like, I want to hear it. But now I want to hear it. So it's just so comfortable, and I mean it's a small but large store, and it has a lot of history. And every time I go there, it's just like just being home and digging through music. Like once you've got that collection of music, it's just when you hunt for music, you want to be comfortable. And I just come in, I'm like, hey, you know, how you doing? What's up? You know, and they'll direct me into what's new or what's old that they got in, and this is a very comfortable setting at the Bob Shop. And then I'll pull up something, I have a certain look, and Tom will be looking at me like, did you find something? I'll show him the record, he'll be like, okay. And sometimes I'll come into the store and they'll play the song, and then I'll find the record and I'll just be funny with Tom and I'll just be like looking at him, put up the record, like, yeah, I know my stuff. Because when I first started coming here, he was pretty surprised as far as like the music that I knew about and the music that I have. And sometimes I would have to like show him a picture on my phone, like, this is my hand, this is me with the album. I told you I had this album. He's like, what? That's a rare album. I was like, yeah. And I could name the songs, you know, in and out. But he always had more information than me, of course. More information, more wisdom. And I always appreciated that. So some stores, man, they just want to sell music. They don't care what it is, you know. And I want good music, and he will only sell me good music. Oh, Adult Swim. That's funny because it was like a year before Grunge Cake, and it got to a point where I was like, I want to do something more, you know, and just do like local shows here and there, and then every now and then maybe like Buffalo, maybe Syracuse. I was like, man, maybe I should try and submit something, like try and submit a demo. I never did that. So I just whipped up this beat mix of like, I think anywhere from like, I think it was 27 to 28 produced tracks, and it was a mixture of sampled and originals, and I just like shifted around to like some of my favorite places, BBE Records, Fat Beats, Stone's Throw, Adult Swim, and it was pretty easy to get the information. I was like, man, like, where do I send this stuff? Like, it's not like that moment, like, hold on, man, where am I gonna send this? So you go online and it's like, oh, they have the address of where you can submit and send demos. It's just, I never looked into it. So I went ahead and eventually I got an email back, and I wasn't quite sure if it was real. Like, I've had other cases where I link up with semi or major artists, and then like I think it's the major artist responding back, and come to find out it's somebody else on their page responding back. But got the email. It was like, hey, you know, it's like, we need confirmation that this is so and so, and we're inquiring about the music that was sent, and we want to know, like, what do you expect, you know, from us? Like, what are you interested in? I got the email back, and I was like, and I wish there was somebody else like in the room or where I was to be like, hey, look at this. Is this real? What should I say? Because I didn't know what to say. It took me hours to respond back. I responded back, and it was like back and forth emails, and then eventually like I got a call, and then we went through with the whole process, and I was able to do bumper music for like a year, which was like it was like my first contract. You know, I wasn't contracted as like an artist for them, like with the label, but it was like my first, you know, little deal. But he was like, ship it around. It's like, ship what around? He's like, ship yourself around. Like, what do you mean? Like, I've been doing shows. He's like, no. Instead of just doing shows, get articles. Ship yourself around to like reporters, newspapers, whatever papers you got. And I was like, oh, I never did that. I was featured in one like as a snapshot. So that's why I hit up Insider, City Paper, all those guys, and then like back to back, articles after articles, little blurbs. I met some very cool reporters. They gave me some good hints, and man, it was just, the ball was rolling like right then and there. And then I learned more about business, like as a DJ, set a rate, do this, do that. I mean, there were a lot of people who were very helpful along my journey. As far as those who love music, like nothing in the world is greater than music, and you can't have it all. You can't have it all, but if you really love music, like spread love. Because there's some people who are like holding on to music and they don't share with nobody. Like when people come over, I'm always playing music. I'm always, you know, that's one thing I'm always doing. Friends come over, playing music. What is this? Oh man, this is something you need to know about. Oh, like music is just so powerful, and like if you have, you know, music, share it. If you're an artist, don't be afraid to express yourself. Like whatever you do, always express yourself. Just don't be afraid, but at the same time, make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. Because if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, I mean, you can only get so far doing that. That's pretty much it. And also, thank you to all the record stores who hold their ground. Digital is cool, but I'm sorry, man, I gotta have my records. No matter what new equipment I get, I have like new and old equipment, gotta have my records. Got to. It's just something about holding, like, being able to like hold this and look at the cover, look at the artist, and just that vinyl, man, that sound is just, I don't care if they come out with a 3D sound where you don't need headphones, You don't need, all you need is your iPhone or the data, and it just pops up and you can hear it in and out. You can see a video without no screen. I don't care, man. I'd rather just be home playing records. Call me old school, whatever. Thank you to all the record stores who refuse to have a bunch of digital data cards and keep CDs and records, man. I really appreciate that, and I love that. And be on the lookout, because if you got some good records, I will be there to take them.